Hello, faithful Anglicans. I have come your way again today to discuss Anglicanism like we have always done. It's been a while. I want to announce that below the, starting from this week, we'll be running a giveaway in this page. Please share our videos so we reach more Anglicans. I beg you in the name of God, share these videos. We want to hit more followers so we can be able to reach more people. And we'll be running a giveaway on this page. Randomly we select individuals to give away stuff to. But beginning this week, intervally, we'll be releasing a recharge card for Nigerians. Unfortunately, here in the US, we don't need recharge cards. But for those of us in Nigeria, look out for recharge cards. It will be posted on this page intervally, unannounced. So make sure you visit our page so often. Dave Nwanebe is the name. Okay, straight to what we want to discuss today. We have been discussing about the clergy. So it looks like the church is only clergy. No, we have both clergy, house of clergy, house of bishops, and house of laity. So today I want to talk about the house of laity. In a typical Anglican parish, we have lay people as members of the church, but they are not left out of the government of the church. They are part of the government of the church. In each parish, we have a constituted governing body that is called either the vestry or the parochial church committee, which is PCC. And we also have a parish church council. Who are those that are made up of members of this parish council or PCC? The rector of the church, who is the vicar of the church, or incumbent, as country may call it. He is the chairman, the chair of the parochial church committee or vestry. If there are two priests in the parish, only the rector is the chair. Okay? So we have secretary, we have treasurer, we have financial secretaries, and we have wardens, the senior and junior warden. Some churches will call it pastors and the people's warden. Now, the leader of the lay in a parish is actually the people's and the pastor's warden. But the people's warden is the one who has the mandate of the people, because he is elected. The people's warden is elected during the PCC election. The person that has the highest number of votes becomes the people's warden. And so he has the people's mandate to handle the properties of the church. He is the custodian of the properties of the church, including the spoon that is in the rectory or the vicarage, as we may call it from wherever we are. You know, we are not discussing diocese here. We are discussing the global Anglican church. So do not think that we have not mentioned it the way it's being done in your area. Take note that the way you practice it might not also be wrong, because your ordinary, who is the bishop, is the final say of his diocese, so he makes the final decision. I want you to get this very clear, that the bishop is the man in charge. So don't go challenging your bishop. So whatever your diocesan or the synod of your diocese or the diocesan board passes, that stands, okay? So don't confuse it. But the general practice is that the people's warden is the man who has the highest number of votes. And in some parishes, he is the treasurer of the church. He is the custodian of the properties of the church. He takes inventory when a priest moves into the vicarage, and takes inventory when he leaves. If there is a crisis in the parish, if there is a petition to be written, the church will meet. And if the vote of the people's warden and pastor's warden, if they don't vote to signing of any petition, remember, it might not be treated with every sense of urgency, because it is the people's mandate. Okay, so but we have series of offices again that are occupied in our church. First, we have the pastor's warden, who is appointed by the vicar. He is a personal warden to the vicar. He helps the vicar in other clerical and lay issues, he takes care of the priest, and the priest could communicate to him if he needs anything. Okay, that is about the pastor's warden. But we also have what we call the sexton. The sexton is a staff, okay, but he's a lay person. He takes care of the altar, make sure that the vessels for the altar and for church services are kept neat. In some dioceses, he takes care of the bulletin of the church and other church administrative issues. We have the parish secretary. The parish secretary is actually different from the PCC secretary. The parish secretary is like a staff to the rector. He or she works in the office of the rector that takes care of the correspondence that comes in and goes out in the parish. Also, we have parish administrator. For those of us who live here in the US, the priest is not the administrator of the parish. No, the lay people run the parish. But in Nigeria, I think both the office of the rector takes care of the day-to-day administrative proceedings of the parish. But here in the US, they are different. Those who run the parishes understand what I mean. They have parish administrators, people who read about church and public management. They handle the administrative, while the rector focuses on the spirituality. Take note, nobody argues with his priest on what to do, when to do it, and how to do it when it affects spirituality. Don't go telling your rector when to do Holy Communion or when not to do Holy Communion. And that reminds me, the issue of communion or services. In the Anglican Church, we run two major services. That is the Matins and the Holy Eucharist. So any of the services that the rector decides to hold, don't go challenging him, because it is his prerogative. But every other thing, the pastor does not handle cash. And so parishes have accountants that handle cash. Nobody pays to the parish priest, and the parish priest does not pay anyone. I mean, he only receives his own salary. It is not the duty of your pastor to handle money. And despite that, it is also the duty of the lay people and lay faithful to keep their parish. Okay, when I mean keep their parish, they contribute towards keeping their parish. Don't let your priest go laboring for finance for you. It is your responsibility to keep your parish. And all the priest does is to talk about the Eucharist and preaching the word, counseling, and all those spiritual stuff. Please don't put your priest in the limelight. Don't put him on the spot to go talking of money. Pastors should not talk about money. They should preach the gospel. Thank you for today's episode. I hope to see you again next time. God bless.